Welcome back to another episode of Voices of Fremont. I'm Samyami.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Mayor Raj Salwan, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Today we're going to be understanding how the City Council operates. There's going to be a link in the description box down below for you guys to drop suggestions about topics you're interested in hearing about.
I'm sure a lot of you know what the City Council is, but not their actual function.
Yeah, I'm happy to explain all the ins and outs of City Council and how we get things done.
Okay. So first question, how does the city government actually work? Like, what happens when someone comes to the city with a problem? Do you guys just vote on it right away?
No, a lot of times somebody will have an issue, and then they'll send us an email or call or show up to public comment. And then once we have an issue, then any council member can direct it to our city staff. They do the work. Sometimes they'll send it to committees or commissions, and then it'll surface to City Council for a debate and a discussion. So ultimately, we have to make a decision and vote on issues of concern.
Okay, so Fremont does have over, I think, 230,000 people. How do you make sure that all residents are heard? Because I know my parents do have a lot of opinions.
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion, and it's good. It's my job to make sure that we listen to everybody and address their concerns. So yeah, I mean, I go to the grocery store, I run into people. I went to a prayer the other day. There's somebody giving me ideas. And so our goal is to, channel all the input that we can. Sometimes it's through like emails, through phone calls, showing up to meetings. People do petitions. So there's so many ways that we get feedback, and I get tons and tons of emails, just about anything and everything.
Right.
And so, so we try to channel that into a work product.
I see.
Oh, I did want to ask though, like, what do you think here in Fremont is the most important part of City Hall? And you definitely can't say like a coffee machine in the room.
I can't say the coffee machine. That's what I was gonna say. No, truthfully, the part that we love most is our city staff. We have a wonderful team. They are the bread and butter. They make things happen, and they're on the ground.
Right.
So we have a very dedicated staff. Who are the backbone. We also have a great public safety department. Our police and fire. And of course, we have an administration team, and so we all work hand in hand to make things happen. And at the top of it all is the City Council. We are the policy makers, and we decide how to make things happen in the city.
So I kind of have a follow-up question for that. Do you have any idea like how much money all of this costs?
It costs a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh.
We can do a deep dive on the budget later, but there's a lot of expenses, a lot of people to feed, because we have a lot of workers. And then we have a lot of operations and maintenance, and so all the money gets spread out very quickly.
Well, speaking of city council members, what is the dynamic between you guys? Is there any beef?
No, we all get along pretty well. I think we all respect each other, and we bring different perspectives, which is good. We have diversity of opinion as well as diversity within the city council. So it all comes together, and we're able to make good decisions. And it's very important to work with people that you may not agree with 100% of the time. And so that's a value I think we can all learn. It's important to have discussion, but once you made the decision, then you need to put it bed and then go on to the next issue.
Right.
So I think we have a very healthy city council members, and they all seem to work well together.
Has there ever been any issues with that, or?
There's always issues. We're not going to agree on something, and sometimes we get passionate. There may be an issue somebody's very passionate about, and the others may not match that intensity.
Right.
Somebody may be looking at it from like an empathetic, emotional perspective, while somebody else is looking at it from a strictly data perspective. So those two people have different opinions. They both are well-meaning and they both have good opinions, but they may not see it from the same lens. So sometimes my job as mayor is to try to find the middle ground and see how do we get both perspectives addressed.
Right.
Right. So I know not everyone is familiar with all of our city council members here in Fremont, so if you would like to tell us some fun facts about them, maybe.
Well, I don't know about that. I love all of our council members. They're all wonderful people, friends, and great colleagues. But yeah, we have 6 council members and the mayor. We have 6 districts.
Right.
So starting at the top is District 1, which is North Fremont. We have a Vice Mayor, Teresa Kang. She's a small business owner, so I like that. And she's got a lot of energy. So she's always, kind of the cheerleader.
Right.
So really enjoy her perspective, and she also represents her community. District 2, we have Desiree Campbell. She is very inquisitive. She asks a lot of good questions, and so she helps frame some of the discussion. District 3, let's see, we have Kathy Kimberlin.
Right.
So Kathy Kimberlin is a connector, so she's connected to different groups, different people, and so she's always got her hands in a lot of different things. So I like her perspective of bringing different information to the city council. District 4 is Yang Xiao. He's now more of a senior council member, so he has some historical perspective. Also, he's a data guy, so he believes in the data. So whenever we have an issue, I know Councilmember Xiao is going to want to look at the data and not rely on just anecdotes or emotions or things like that. So I respect that. That's somebody I can understand, and so he does a good job there. District 5, we have Jiajing Zhang. She's one of our newer council members, but she's not new to government. She was on school board before. And so she's very nice, but she means business. So when she doesn't agree with something, she will tell you. And so I like the fact that she's willing to stand up if she doesn't like something. And District 6 is our youngest council member, our young buck, which is Raymond Liu. So if there's a guy that we want to help with IT issues, he's the guy.
Okay.
And he also brings like youth and young energy. So I like to hear his perspective. So altogether, we have, like I said, different perspectives, diversity of thought, and different geographic areas that we represent. But we come together to represent the entire city. And Mayor, my job is to make sure that everybody's heard and all areas are represented, all the perspectives in Fremont are reflected, so that when we make decisions, all the information is on the table.
You mentioned Teresa Kang was a small business owner. Do you know what business that would be?
Oh yeah, so she owns Milk and Honey, which is a restaurant in northern Fremont, and she does a great job there. You've been there before, yeah, and I have too. Yeah, so today we have Sliver Pizza from downtown. It's one of our new businesses, and we're gonna try it today.
Okay, so
Wow,
French
I think
fries.
this looks
Like Chris got fries, huh?
Yeah.
And pizza.
Olive pizza. Who got olive pizza?
I don't know. I never had olive pizza
Okay.
before, but let's try it.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's actually pretty good.
She likes
Oh my god.
All right, let's try it.
Mano, do you want one? Here.
Sure,
That's so good.
Wait, olive pizza is a real thing.
Let's try it. Yeah, it's
You wanna
good.
take one?
Okay, now that we just ate that very delicious meal, I was curious about how government structure works in Fremont. So what kind of government structure do we have here?
Yeah, so we have what's called a council manager form of government. And so basically you can think of it as the council being the board of directors. The mayor is kind of the chairperson of the board. And then we have a executive team. So you have the city manager who is the head of management, and then you have all the different department heads below her. So just to take a little further, a lot of people think that just because you're a council member that you can do whatever you want. And you can't. You have to create policies, and then it's the city manager's job to implement the vision or the policy that you want to see. So a council member can't, like let's say you have a problem in, let's say, Mission San Jose, and you got a pothole. A council member can't just go and tell somebody to go fill the pothole. That council member will have to talk to the city manager, who will then work on the issue with the team.
So is it the same thing for the mayor? So you don't really have the liberty of doing whatever you want? You still have restrictions?
Yeah, so the mayor, so in some cities, they have the mayor is the executive as well. So you have the policymaking arm and the executive arm. In City of Fremont, the mayor is just a figurehead, like the chairperson of the city council, the spokesman for the city, and also has powers to appoint people, and also, run meetings and things like that.
Okay.
But again, like if I say that I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, I can't myself go hire and fire the department heads. I would have to go through the city manager, who would then decide, one, is it worth pursuing, and two, who does it and what they do and to what extent they're gonna work on the issue.
So, let's say, let's run this through really fast. Let's say there was a pothole you really wanted to fill. How would you go about that?
So in general, I would talk to the city manager and say, hey, we have a pothole here on Maury Avenue. And then it would get routed to the department head, they would review it, and then work on that. So potholes is one of the things I probably can get done, but again, it has to go through the city manager. So it's relatively easy thing to take care of.
Is there like a time frame, do you think?
If it's a
Between
safety
when
or
you want to have it done and then when it's actually done?
no, there's no deadline. It's very free flowing. But if it's a health and safety concern, the city staff does take that more seriously. So if there's a big pothole that's affecting traffic flow or people are bumping into it, causing safety concern, then they're going to fill that right away.
That's good to know.
Do permits also get approved by city managers, or does that go to you?
No, that goes to the department heads.
Okay,
And then they handle that. But if there's some glitch or some problem, the city manager could get involved.
I see.
But we have a planning department that oversees that.
Okay, you mentioned meetings, so I'm pretty sure that's a big part of your job.
Yeah. Lots of meetings.
Right. So
Yeah.
what does a day in your life look like?
Well, every day is different. You know how they have that meme, like, this is how, people think your job is, and this is how actually your job is.
Yeah.
So people see the fancy photo ops and us with these VIPs or whatever.
Like the
But
ribbon
that's-
cutting?
The ribbon cuttings.
Yeah.
And that's just a small portion of our day-to-day stuff. Most of the stuff is just like lots of emails, responding to people, making sure stuff is flowing, making sure that something didn't fall through the cracks. So there's a lot of emails, meetings, lots and lots of meetings. So as mayor, I have to go to a lot more meetings than a council member. Sometimes we have the Alameda County Transportation Commission.
Right.
So I need to make sure that Fremont has a seat at the table, that our interests are being addressed. We have an Alameda County Mayor's Conference. We have East Bay League of Cities. And then we have so many committees like that. And
Right.
so we're always meeting with folks. One of the things I also prioritized once I became mayor is I met with a lot of the leadership. So, meeting with our supervisors, our Congress members, our state legislators, as well as like different entities, like we're trying to meet with all the different like East Bay Parks and, our DA for our county to make sure that we have good relationships across the board. It's very important when you want to get things done that you know all the folks and they know you and they understand what priorities do we have so that we can collaborate and work on things.
All right, so a very serious question here in Fremont. So we know like homelessness is definitely a big issue here. Do you know like a short answer, what's being done right now, and how do you keep going when it's like there seems to be no easy solution?
Yeah, homelessness is not a short answer. That's a very long answer. It's probably the most difficult problem we face in local government. There's not one silver bullet that will solve homelessness. We need 20 different things we need to address. So it depends if the person has mental health issues, addiction issues, housing insecurity, disabilities, needs job. So the list is endless, and there's some combination sometimes. So here in Fremont, we have a balanced approach. We are actively addressing our unhoused population, and we're trying to come up with long-term solutions by building permanent, affordable housing. We have been one of the leaders. We have our Family Resource Center. We spend general fund money where we support programs there. We have a Housing Navigation Center, which is to get folks from encampments into the HNC or Housing Navigation Center, help them with services, whether it's mental health, addiction, disabilities, benefits, job training, and then after a certain period, get them into permanent, affordable housing. In the City of Fremont, we are a leader in building affordable housing. From all the jurisdictions in the Bay Area, we are number 3. So just this year alone, we are building over 547 affordable housing units, and we're building another 800 that are in the pipeline. So we have been responsible. And the folks that we have here, we are actively working with them to provide services. So we have been able to reduce homelessness by over 20% from 2022 to 2024. And we'll want to continue to work on that to help further reduce that. But I'm sure we'll have a longer deep dive on homelessness, and I will talk about the ins and outs and how we got to the state and what the long-term plan needs to be.
And now for the most realist question of all, how do you stay sane doing all this? Like, there's so much to do. Like, how do you deal with doing all of it at once?
Well, it's difficult. There's a lot incoming. You're constantly getting bombarded. You know,
Right.
everybody wants you to go to their event.
Yeah.
There's also kind of a syndrome called touch the mayor. So people are like, oh, the mayor should come here. So one is that, as I'm getting more experienced, I'm picking and choosing. So I can't do everything. I can only do some things. So I try to focus on things that are more my priorities rather than whatever's coming at me. So that's been helping. Other things I take care of, number one, which is my health. So every day I'm always going to the gym. That's very, very helpful and reduces stress. And so that's an important thing that I do. And other than that, I think it's just, just trying to be balanced and, focus on what you can focus on, not try to do 100 things, just try to do a few things and do them well. So that's what I try to work on.
Okay. So I think that'll be it for today. And thanks for, letting us run the show today. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I hope it means I still have my job, though.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, stay happy.